Norway's attacks were not built around a single pattern. Instead, they repeatedly manipulate your position before attacking the space that appeared. Sometimes they attract pressure to create depth behind the defensive line. Sometimes they shifted the defensive block to expose the weak side. And sometimes they use coordinated movement to create a free runner from a set piece. Different patterns, one principle: move the opponent, create the space, then attack it. Let's break it down. Norway's first strategy was to attract pressure. By circulating position in deeper areas, they encouraged the opposition to step forward and leave space behind. Once that space appeared, Norway attacked it immediately with a dropping movement and a direct long pass. To draw the opposition higher up the pitch, Norway initially recycles possession back to the defensive line. Rather than progressing immediately, they patiently circulate the ball in deeper areas and successfully lure the opposition out of their defensive shape. Once this objective is achieved, the player positioned high on the left flank suddenly drops into the vacant space and receives a pass from the defender. At this moment, it became clear that the opposition has been drawn forward exactly as Norway intended. The ball carrier then immediately exploits the space behind the defensive line with a direct long pass. The forward reacts quickly and attacks the newly created space behind the defense. As a result, Norway is able to attack the exposed space behind the defensive line and create a dangerous attacking opportunity. Norway's second strategy was to use direct play after attracting pressure. By drawing the opposition higher up the pitch, they created space behind the defensive line. A target player then secured the false contact, allowing Norway to attack the exposed space immediately. Once again, Norway focuses on attracting the opposition higher up the pitch. By circulating possession in deeper areas, they successfully lure the defensive block forward and create space behind the line. Recognizing the opportunity, the goalkeeper bypasses the pressure with a direct long ball toward an advanced midfielder, positioned as a target player. Using his physical advantage, the midfielder wins the aerial duel and directs the long ball into the path of the forward, attacking the space behind the defense. As the forward drives into the right half space, the midfielder continues his run into the center of the box, forcing the defenders to divide their attention. With multiple threats occupying the defensive line, the forward is able to deliver a dangerous cutback from deep right half space position.
Haaland looking for...
The key idea was simple. Norway attract pressure to create space behind the line. Instead of playing through the press, they bypassed it with a direct ball. After winning the first contact, they immediately attacked the exposed space and created the final advantage. Norway's third strategy combined pressure attraction with a switcher play. By drawing the opposition forward and shifting the defensive block across the pitch, they created space on the weak side. From there, a coordinated attacking run and an overlapping fullback transformed the space into a clear scoring opportunity. Once again, Norway deliberately circulated possession in their defensive third to draw the opposition higher the pitch. After attracting pressure, they switched the ball toward the right side, shifting the defensive block horizontally and creating space on the weak side. By this stage, a large number of opposition players have been drawn into Norway's half, leaving significant space behind the defensive line. Recognizing the opportunity, the midfielder delivers a forward pass toward the winger, making a run into the space behind the left side of the defense. As the winger drives forward, three attackers make runs on different trajectories across the penalty area, forcing defenders to defend multiple threats simultaneously. At the same time, the fullback makes an aggressive overlapping run into the vacant channel, providing an additional penetration option. The winger then releases the overlapping fullback with a well-timed through pass into the left half space. Upon receiving the ball, the fullback immediately delivers a low cross across the 6-yard box. The forward attacks the delivery at speed and converts the move into a goal. Norway's final strategy came from a well-designed corner routine. The key idea was to use decoy runs to create a free runner inside the 6-yard box. By occupying defenders and screening the goalkeeper, Norway created a clear path for the final attacking run. This sequence comes from an in-swinging corner delivered from the right side. Norway positioned 3 players around the center and near post areas of the 6-yard box to occupy multiple defenders and limit their ability to attack the ball. At the same time, 3 additional players are positioned around the central and left-sided areas of the penalty box as designated runners, while a single player remains outside the box to secure potential second balls. Just before the delivery, 2 of the runners simultaneously move toward the left side, dragging defenders with them and creating a corridor for the remaining runner. As the corner is delivered, the final runner accelerates toward the right side of the 6-yard box. Meanwhile, the 3 players positioned inside the 6-yard box focus on occupying defenders and screening the goalkeeper, ensuring the runner has a clear path to attack the ball. With every movement executed successfully, the runner arrives largely uncontested and meets the ensuing delivery with a running header. The finish ultimately results in a well-worked set-piece goal.
Odegaard!
The key principle behind this set-piece was creating a free runner through a coordinated movement. Norway occupied the 6-yard box to pin defenders and restrict the goalkeeper's movement. 2 decoy runners then moved away from the target zone, dragging defenders with them and opening space for the final runner. As the delivery arrived, the free runner attacked the ball with momentum and finished under minimal pressure. Although these attacks looked different on the surface, they were all connected by the same tactical idea. Norway consistently forced the opposition to react first by attracting pressure, shifting the defensive block, and manipulating the defensive attention. They repeatedly created space that could be exploited. In open play, this allowed them to attack behind the defensive line through direct passes, target player combinations, and weak side attacks. From set pieces, coordinated movement, and screening actions created free runners inside dangerous areas. Different mechanisms, one principle: manipulate the opponent to create space, then exploit the space before the defense can recover.